Hey guys, today for the Visual Culture Curriculum Slam, me and Madison are presenting our lesson about food photography. It's for 8th grade, and the unit is photography, and the big idea is consumerism. The focus of our lesson is teaching the history, process, and techniques involved in food photography, especially in advertising, so showing that kids that things might not always be what they seem in advertising. We also want to analyze the ideas of consumerism and how that affects advertising, and they'll grow their skills in photography. So the goals are understanding the history and techniques, utilizing these skills and knowledge to create their own food photography, and then critiquing each other's work and see if they can figure out what technique their peers use to achieve their end product. Here is the TEACs. The learning objectives are learning about and exploring career options through a hands-on project, identifying techniques used in food advertisement, and then practicing a variety of photography methods prior to completing their project so they can have a better understanding of what might work for one thing and not for another. The opening and introduction, we're using the VTS questions for that. So we have these 3 questions, and then we also have a few others that are more relevant to specifically our idea. So we're comparing 2 different images. One is a burger from an advertisement at McDonald's versus what it would actually look like. And so trying to see if they can identify which one is which. And we also have an example that's pancakes and ice cream. So then we're going to explain the history of food photography and some of the techniques used. So for the burger, for example, they might prop it up with toothpicks to help the bun look more full. For ice cream, sometimes mashed potatoes will be subbed in because the texture is similar enough when it photographs. And then for pancakes, motor oil is often used instead of syrup. So explaining these things to them, and the history of food photography itself and how it's grown as a medium. So we explain the different techniques, and then the students will choose groups of 3 to 4 and assign each other roles. So a lot of times one of them will step in as sort of a leader and help assign who's bringing what, who's going to edit the photos in the end, who's taking the photos, all of the stuff like that they need for the project. The vocabulary we have is good craftsmanship, the principles of design, proper lighting, and the idea of space. The materials needed include the food, any display containers or anything like that for it, any other additional items they think they would need, a camera, and Photoshop, and then some additional light sources. For the elaborate, the students will work on their assignment and set up their food and backgrounds, take pictures of their food, edit in Photoshop, and then present that to the class. The formative assessment is an in-progress critique. They'll critique each other's work before everything is done. So before it's been edited in Photoshop or anything, see if they can give each other any ideas so that they aren't with a really good idea that they find out and critique at the end when it's too late to change it. The summative assessment is another critique, but this is also this is after everything is done, and they'll also have to show certain photography techniques in the lesson, and otherwise this will allow them to use their own experiences and prior knowledge to provide accurate and relevant comments during the critique. So for the different accommodations and modifications, so we can help provide videos of the advertisement studying class so they can do the work at home to have more time and a better focused study period. And then in class, they can have extra time to work on the project and any devices such as headphones so they can focus better or anything like that we can provide for them. And then the modifications are the number or how complex the photography is can be modified, and the presentation itself can also be modified. So it might be a one-on-one presentation or a presentation where their caregiver is helping them out, anything along the lines. The grouping structure, like I was saying, was groups of 3 to 4, and then if it's taught over Zoom, they will work to make multiple images, so each person would do like their one image of their food that they did themselves with a cohesive theme instead of multiple images of one food that they did together in class. So, like, for example, one theme would be like McDonald's. So, one student over Zoom has the burger, another student has the french fries, another student has the Pepsi. So, they have like the common branding of being McDonald's, but they all did separate things since they're not all in the same place, like they would be in the real classroom. And then the learning styles we have are verbal, linguistic. So they'll be communicating during the engage phase, and they're gonna write down questions and share their answers with each other. Then we have the bodily kinesthetic phase. The students will be moving around and working within their groups during the art production. And the visual spatial, the students will be shown relevant images during the engage phase. So that is our lesson, and we didn't really have any sources. I actually based this lesson off of some project I had done in high school, so all my ideas pretty much came from that. So yeah, this is me and Madison's lesson, and I hope you all enjoyed that. She wasn't able to narrate because she lost her voice, but we did work together on this. So I hope you all have a great day.